Good evening to my two viewers. This is Hank American Engine. This will be my last scheduled live stream for the summer, as today is July the 31st and tomorrow is August the 1st, which therefore means the end of summer! I would say someone put in some dramatic music, but it's not good for me right now. I will say one thing. If there is a lack of viewers, I will say that I will cancel this live stream. Unfortunately, just having two viewers is not something very productive for me, or even just one. So if we go for a period of about 15 minutes, I will cancel the live stream and explain my reasons as to why. Unfortunately for this one, I do not have much I can talk about. My last few live streams talked about the Takara Playrail / Playrail USA, Hit Toys Trackmaster and Fisher-Price Trackmaster for 2010 to 2014. I have been getting a lot of requests to do the new redesigned Trackmaster, and as I have said, unfortunately, I just do not have any of the new products. I do want to buy Gator. He has not shown up at all in my area, but if you have followed me on Twitter when I went to Target today, you'll see that I did point out something that's a bit of an exclusive for to kind of get fans to buy into the new Trackmaster redesign line. I do know that my most recent live stream was over Playrail Advance. I did get a lot of questions, and after watching my C-57 just run around on the tracks for a little while, I have become slightly convinced to consider the purchase of more Playrail Advance engines. That is a bit of on the fence for me. I'm going to wait and see what the Playrail Corporation does. Hopefully they'll take what I've said for ideas into account, and hopefully they can contact me. I know there are a big plethora of steam engines that I would love to see shrunken down to this size. So tonight, I guess I'll call it the People's live stream for Hank American Engine. I'll still leave it as Hank American Engine Live-Stream number 6. You can ask me questions, you can send me comments, ask me just about anything. In regards to people joining, I will have to see in regards to the stream status. I've always had troubles for one reason or another with honorary guests. So if anyone has comments about my videos or questions or anything like that, please let me know. I don't want to just post a video live stream of me rambling on for nothing. To my two viewers, if you are viewing via an iPad or a cell phone or electronic device that is not a computer, unfortunately I cannot get your comments. I'm guessing it's the way YouTube has set things up. So hopefully within the next 11 minutes or so you can get to a computer, because as I said, with a lack of viewer interactions and viewers in general, I will cancel this. I will shut off the live stream at 9:15 p.m. Central US and say that I had to cancel it due to a lack of viewers, and my next scheduled live stream will not be announced until later this year. And I don't want to do that to any of you. Some of you have enjoyed watching my live streams. I know there's one YouTube user who has subscribed to me that continues to miss live streams. Hopefully he can make it this time, or she. But yes, as I was saying earlier about the Playrail Advance, there are a lot of engines I could recommend for them to make and manufacture not just Japanese, but also British, American, Russian, German, Latin American. There's a lot of engines that Playrail Advanced can make. And I still would hope to see, you know, just coaches or rolling stock to add on to these trains, because usually it's the second car that is powered. For example, they call this a 3-car set because the steam locomotive and the tender are joined permanently, as far as I'm concerned, unless you want to take it apart. Ergo, that's why it's called one car. Then you have the motorized car, and then you have the last car. I do know that they have a freight diesel that they've made, and that shipping container car, this first one out of the 3, is the motorized one. So what would be interesting for me to see is they have a special tanker train. What if they made a motorized tanker car? I don't know if they're working on making one of those or developing one of those, but possibly with the inclusion of more steam engines that I already have, like the C62, or maybe if they manufacture the HD300, I will buy that. That probably is most likely a will buy. Unfortunately, I will say that I do not want to close this live stream off and just make it a 15-minute long one. My shortest one thus far has been when I did the unboxing review for the C57, and like I said, for live streams, I believe it's 3, 4, 5, and yes, just 3, 4, and 5. They will also have separate videos for themselves. I do realize that I did ramble on a lot. I did leave out a lot of things that some people may have wanted me to say or may have wanted to hear, and therefore, which will justify my creating a separate video for just them. There are a lot of things I know I do want to do. I've gotten a lot of questions regarding my channel and things of that nature. Like I said, I want more interest for some things because I know I will enjoy myself, obviously, just filming it. But I don't want to just film things and not have anyone watching them. Unfortunately, my Rail Fanning on Sodor series seems to be losing its thunder. I'm not too happy about that. I do enjoy the Rail Fanning series. My character review, I do not know if it is either lost thunder or is gaining thunder. I've only had one character request, and I'm still kind of on the fence about reviewing that particular character. But if there's anything any of my viewers want to ask, I mean, if you've got 3DS systems and you want to do Tomodachi Life, or you want to trade a Pokemon or something like that, please do let me know. Like I said, for my viewers who are watching on a device that is not a computer, I urge you to please get to a computer so that way you can have some form of interaction with me and, you know, not unfortunately get to it just as I close out the live stream, because once I unfortunately close out the live stream, that's potentially it until I reveal information via Twitter and Google Plus and announcements on future videos for my channel that I will be doing another live stream. I know my last 3 were very popular, particularly the 3rd and 4th ones, and I had a great deal of enjoyment with that. I do apologize for the clicking. I am getting a lot of emails every so often. Emails1, you're asking if you can see Scruff. Do you mean Take and Play or Trackmaster? Because I no longer own a Take and Play model. If you're asking for Trackmaster, well, let me dig him out for you. He's actually in a box of engines and rolling stock I'm trying to sell off. So digging him out will not be particularly easy. I was wondering where this little truck had gotten to. And that race car. But, no wait, that's not Scruff. Here's Scruff for you, emails. This is the earlier version of Scruff without the nicks in the wheels. I did take away his super long coupling and replace it with a standard one. He is for sale. There's a lot of stuff on Blue Plastic Tracks from my collection that I have that's up for sale. Go to the trading zone and look for Hank American Engine items for sale. You'll see how much they cost and things of that nature. Let me see. This quality is good. It's good. I'm enjoying the good quality. Like I said, I do not want to cancel this due to low turnout. It seems that we've been fluxing between 2 to 4 viewers, and it's just kind of been holding steady at 3. If I can hold steady at 3 until 9:30, which is still about 20 minutes away, I will say this live stream will end at 9:45 p.m. But if we just keep dwindling down to 2 and below for a steady amount of time before 9:30, I will say I will have to cancel this. Unfortunately, I do not want to cancel this for any of my viewers. I enjoy interacting with you. I love talking to you through my videos and you talking to me from the comments. Like I said, I would love to bring in special honorary guests, but unfortunately, I cannot simply due to technical errors. Now you can see almost everything. Excuse me. As I was saying earlier with PlayRail Advance, depending on what they release as far as more steam engines go or diesel engines, I know if they do release the HD300. Hello, Empower Ricardo. To be honest, I do not know how many Tomy items I have. That would take me a little while to go through and look at every single freight car and count every single piece of track and accessory that I have for Tomy. Most likely, I overpower Fisher-Price with engines from Tomy. But I can say I do have a lot of Tomy items. It would take me a very long time to exactly compile a list of saying, okay, these are how many freight cars I've got, these are how many coaches I've got, these are how many engines I've got, this is how much track I've got of this sort, this is how many junctions, how many straights, how many curves, and things of that nature. So I do not know how many Tomy items I own, but I can say it's certainly a lot, but it does pale into comparison against other YouTube users and collectors who have hundreds upon thousands of pieces of Tomy items compared to a novice such as myself. And again, it's also the quality and the ability for it to be handed down from generation to generation. You know, that's kind of the neat thing for this kind of toys. It's almost a... Well, hello, Caldy D4. Nice to see that you made it. Hopefully I can keep my viewer count at 4 and above until 9:30 p.m. It's still about 15 minutes away. Emails, you're saying I'm back, and can I see Steven, not from King of the Railway? You're asking about Steven the Q1. Let go of him, Ferdinand. I know you like him, but there's nothing really special about Steven the Q1. Mainly, all it is just Neville faceless. He's still one of my oldest engines. He's 10 years old. Come fall of 2015, he'll be 11. But he's still here. He's still up and kicking. He's still running around faceless. I don't have capabilities of molding faces just yet. But when I do, Stephen will have a face. He will have plenty of expressions and things of that nature, but so far he's one of the only engines unmodified that is faster than the Galloping Sausage. And he actually looks better with the express coaches behind him. So here's Stephen the Q1. Not much for me to really say about him. He's Q1 tender engine. I've had him for 10 years. I expect I'll be keeping him for a very, very long time. Ow. All right, back you go. You have to stay there to keep that organized. I don't remember you being pushed up so far, but okay. So that's Stephen the Q1 for you, E-Nails. I suppose I'll put Scruff away as well. Like I said, I've got a lot of stuff listed on Blue Plastic Tracks up for sale. That also includes some rare rolling stock that I received in a bid. It's very heavily used, so hopefully I can sell it to the hands of a young collector who may want them. Emails, I am actually working with someone else to create faces for Stephen and a lot of my faceless steam locomotives and trains. Thank you, but no. I would like Stephen to have kind of a different face compared to the ones that we see out on YouTube and things of that nature. I do know that some people have molded their own faces, and that's what I someday hope to do for not only Stephen, but for a number of my real-life engines like my C57, my C62, my HD300, and things of that nature. Empower Ricardo, you're asking me how much my collection is worth. I would say several $1,000s, and I do have a lot of rare engines, such as the Tomy Playrail Oliver. I also have Hit Toys battery tender powered Hank, and that one is actually a very rare item. I also have a Tomy Playrail Rocky, motorized Rocky, which is an extremely rare item alongside Oliver and Hank. So easily those three alone could fetch me hundreds of dollars. So like I said, hundreds upon thousands of dollars. Emails, as I had said earlier, go to blueplastictracks.com. You'll find me there under the same name, HankAmericanEngine. You'll actually have to register and have an account to join to be able to interact there. You can also see what other items I have for sale through a post I put in the trading zone. And it's not just engines and rolling stock. I have these Joby log loads that came with the Sodor lumber cars, Misty Island Rescue Dash, Snow Clearing Henry. I want to get rid of all of these that I have because they are useless to me. Like I said, Enos, I appreciate your offer on the face for Stephen the Q1, but I would rather mold something custom and put it so that way it would fit size-wise to his smoke box plate. That's something I would like to do. There's a lot of faces I need to hopefully have sketched and sized down so that way I can mold them and put them onto the engines, have interchangeable faces for different expressions and things of that nature. But there are some engines that I may or may not have that feature with simply because I don't want to ruin the engine. For example, my C57 or the C62 or the HD300 or any of my other real-life engines. And, you know, maybe it's just a personal issue I may have. I'm not particularly sure. As I did say earlier, please forgive me for the clicking. I just like to keep things up and running around in the background, and I just want to make sure that it's all cleaned up. Like I said, thank you again for the offer, but it's just I kind of want to be able to do my own thing with Steven the Q1. He is my character, and I want to see where I can take him in regards to quote-unquote adventures. I know that people have been asking me, am I going to do a series? Have I considered ever making a series? Things of that nature. One YouTube user even went so far as saying, please make a series with my trains on my second model showcase. Coldy Thomas number 4, do I collect any other ranges besides Trackmaster and Playrail? Well, for a time, during Fisher-Price from 2010 to mid-2014, I did go on a bit of a take-along, take-and-play craze. So I did buy some of those. I also did buy a few wooden railway items. And usually I do collect some odd bits here and there. I do know that there's a scale called N-scale that they sell in Japan, otherwise known as Tomix. I do want to buy the C57 locomotive from that scale. Like I said, I do love the C57 steam locomotive. It's a beautiful, majestic engine. Oddly enough, it's grown to be one of my favorites. If I was told by Playrail to pick my personal favorite between the standard Playrail size or the Playrail Advance, I would have to tell them I can't choose because each one has their own personality type and they're rumbling down the rails. So I do collect some other ranges, but it's just not as heavily as I would like to invest, such as my Playrail and Trackmaster line. This, for me, is as close to model railroading as I can get. The real models are extremely costly, and I would not have any space at all to film anything if I did. Also, I do find this easier to store because of the boxes and the spaces that I can find in the sets that from boxes such as Playrail and things of that nature. That's also why I do purchase this. It will also be easier when it comes to storage while I begin to make a permanent layout. And I suppose now you could say I have a track tester being the little middle coach from the Playrail Advance CU57, because I can run it along the line and check for defects, if you know what I mean. Except for when it comes to the points, but still I can get a sense of any trouble in the tracks before I screw them down and things of that nature. A possibility of another range I may collect is the Playrail Advance, and I know it's Playrail / Trackmaster and things of that nature, but I guess it's just because the accuracy, like I said, if I could have done a video review on the C57 here, I would. Emails, you're asking if I have ever broken an engine. For customizing, maybe, I guess you could say I have, but on my own, no. Usually the only time I break an engine is when the motor is faulty and I know no one's going to want to buy it off of me. So I will cut it up and just put it up for set dressing. And powder, Ricardo, my items on, there are several forums for blueplastictracks.com. I believe it is the second to last forum above my collection. No, it's the third to last forum. It's called Trading Zone. If you click on that, you'll be able to go in and then see the various posts that people have made. You can also just search on the blue plastic tracks. I do believe there's a search button as far as I'm concerned. Maybe, maybe not. I do not know. I'm logged in, so it's a bit difficult. You can just go to blueplastictracks.com and look at all the forums. Look for the one that says Trading Zone and click it. And then there are a few of the forums inside Trading Zone because there are other members other than just myself, UC Weapon, and a few other well-known YouTube users. And you should just look for items for sale. And under that, it will say Hank American Engine. Just click the items for sale, and you'll get a list of everything. Almost everything. I haven't put on the Joby logs that I want to get rid of, or some other rolling stock that I wish to no longer have in my possession. So that's how you'll be able to see my items for sale on Blue Plastic Tracks. You can actually register as a member on Blue Plastic Tracks, and you can get to know me other than this raging, crazed, psychotic play railer who does not enjoy Fisher-Price's budget cuts, as they call it. So you can join, you can get to know me a little bit better than just some psychotic person on here that rants and raves. Oh, I don't like Fisher-Price because of this. Oh, I don't like it when they do that. And you can actually get to see what I have to say about others' endeavors on play rails, adventures, and even HO gauge and real life stuff. Pardon me, I'm dreadfully sorry. But you can see other than just like play rail and HO gauge and real life trains, we can talk about other hobbies. We talk about die-cast collecting like Hot Wheels cars or Matchbox ones. I know that there was a section called Real Life Locomotives added, and the reason is I have 3 books right here that have information that is all present and correct for locomotives. This one is the 9F, such as Murdoch. This one has information about the class BR08 diesel-electric shunters, such as Diesel. It has Hank. It's got Spencer's information for the bases. And this one has engines ranging from Japan all the way to the United States, as far down south as Brazil, and as far north as Russia. So there's a lot that you can do there on blueplastictracks.com. I have referred 1 to 2 users to the website. I do not know if they've chosen to stick permanently or just to kind of hazel in and out. So there's a good reason to join Blue Plastic Tracks. It's family friendly. It's fun. You get to interact with lots of people. You get to see me a bit more differently than the reviews I film live for the unboxings and how I rant and rave at Fisher-Price. As for you emails, I have not forgotten your question about if I have ever broken an engine. Like I said, no, not intentionally. Rarely do I ever get an engine that is sent to me and it's just broken. Cold ED number 4. What are my favorite and least favorite episodes from season 17 and 18 so far? For season 17, I don't think there's one that actually just makes me... Okay, well, I'm lying. There is one that makes me cringe. It's not now Charlie. I never liked Charlie. I never do. I never will. I don't think I ever want to. He's not funny. He's not a comedic nincompoop, and he's just a Billy wannabe. I would prefer silly Billy over cheeky Charlie any day. As for my favorite from season 17, I would have to say Bill or Ben. That's just one episode I keep going back to watch and watch because It's just the Diesel, and it's just the Diesel played out for a long, long time. As far as for season 18, the one episode I not necessarily do not like. It's just it kind of got the feel of repetition. It's Flatbeds of Fear. It kind of combines Spencer the Grand and Percy and the Monster of Brendam, but it's a bit more realistic and with a wider cast of characters. Call me guilty, but Toad's Adventure was my favorite from season 18. That was the only reason why I bought Trouble on the Tracks, is ever since I can remember, I used to waver back and forth from favorite engines. But from the Railway series, Oliver and Toad just won my heart, and ironically enough, well, not ironically, but coincidentally, for a few years back in grade school, I did get bullied. So I looked to Oliver as inspiration, even though he's a fictitious character. And just seeing how he's calm and can handle himself and is a steady role model, I used that for when I needed it. Plus, his accent is just great. A Cornish accent for a Swindon-built locomotive. It's very nice. Joe Mills has already impressed me as a voice actor, and I can't wait to see and hear more of his work in future seasons and specials. Hopefully, we'll get to hear him in Tale of the Brave and later on in season 18. But like I said, a little bit biased. I love Oliver and Toad for many, many years. So that's my most favorite episode from season 18. His escape from that scrapyard was probably the greatest escape anybody's ever had. I think I've almost memorized Toad's Adventure just because I love it that much. It's just something fun and entertaining for me. And a lot of fans are like saying, oh, but Oliver's doing this. He's not mentioning Douglas. Well, the way I see it is Oliver escaped from many scrapyards. That's the one thing that fans are forgetting, is he didn't just get help from Douglas to get away from the last one. There were many others he may have gotten away from. So whichever scrapyard, we may never know. Because the very last scrapyard we know he was in was on the other railway, and Douglas came and saved him. So, thank you very much, sir, for your question. I have been practicing Oliver and Toad's accents. I do like them very much. I don't know if I've nailed Cornish yet. I kind of mix it in with Duck's Western one. Yes, sir. Oh, dear. Looks like you two took on some of the bad coal that arrived today. I've been sent with empty trucks to collect fresh coal to replace it. So I don't know if I can really pull off Duck's accent or Oliver's. But I know if I could, I would definitely love to do that. Bye, Toad! See you later! Nice talking to you! So if Joe Mills could actually teach me how to do Oliver and Toad's voices, and I could do them on request, I would definitely love to do that. Super Mario Kyle 100. Hello, I know you've already answered this before, but actually, Kyle, you don't have to apologize. A lot of people have been asking me and saying, Hank, what's your opinion on this new redesign? And like I have said, and you don't have to apologize or feel ashamed or embarrassed or guilty or anything about it. You're not the only one who's asked me this before. I actually want to wait until I actually have Gator and have done a review about him, because I have heard a lot of complaints about backwards compatibility with this new line. So I just kind of want to wait and see what everyone has said, because Gator I'm interested in getting. He's an interesting looking locomotive, I'm not going to lie. I'm also waiting to see if Fisher-Price will manufacture Marion, if the Lazy Sods ever will. And seeing where I can go with this. So it's just kind of figuring out all the complaints that everyone has with the new line. I'm also still reserving judgment because as I have seen that the motors are extremely quiet. If I were to compare their motors to the HD300, for instance, this guy is very, very quiet. I rarely hear his motor, even when he's running. And some of my Fisher-Price engines, like Caitlin, Bell on occasion, or Steven the Rocket, their motors are very quiet, but when I run them next to my HD300, I don't even hear the HD300. The only time I know the HD300 is coming down the tracks is when you hear just the clickety-clack of the wheels from the rolling stock. I will give them props on the quieter motors, but like I said, I won't really jump to any conclusions or anything yet as a consumer and a collector until I have Gator 1 and until I've seen Tale of the Brave 2nd. I don't know what they're trying to tote with the Tale of the Brave as of yet. I'm not in Australia. I'm not going to look for the pirated version of it on YouTube. September isn't so far away. Tomorrow's the 1st, so in a month the UK will get it, and then about 2 weeks later the US will. So thank you for your question, Kyle. That's really nice of you. Ian Nels, if you're asking me if I'd like to do Toad's voice in your series, the problem with that is Steve Garcia actually has me as the manager as far as I'm concerned for his series, and I've also got school coming up. I'm also trying to work on expanding a few things on my channel to see if I can get a bigger audience. So thank you, but please contact me about that at a later time. I do need to see confirmation that you actually contain a series and it's actually getting some interest. So thank you very much, sir. Call me James. Hello, Mr. Oliver. Hello, Toad. You'll never believe what happened to me today. Let me tell you all about it. Actually, Oliver, I think you should ask Toad about the adventure that he had today. You, Toad? You had an adventure? Well, yes, as it happens. It all started when I was coupled to Mr. James, and he started to go a bit too fast. By the time we reached Gordon's Hill, we were going so fast my wheels were shaking. Well, that don't sound like much of an adventure, Toad. But that's not all. That's when we noticed a branch had fallen across the line. No! Yes, and the thing was, we were going so fast we couldn't stop. So, what happened next? That's when it got really scary. James couldn't stop. I would continue on, but I don't know a word of what Toad says because of Mark Morgan narrating. So, yes, please contact me about that. Like I said, I will have to see. Thank you again, Kyle, for your question. It does give me a lot to look forward to. Empower Ricardo. What do I think about the new Henrietta as in the TV show now that she has a face? I can say that I was a little bit flabbergasted when I first saw the pictures of it. I was like, okay, this is a little bit freaky. I'm not too sure how I would react. But when I saw Henrietta's face from the Railway series and I compared it to the one they put in the CG animation, it kind of looked very comfortably alike. So I'm content with it. I'm not going to say, oh my gosh, they're ruining the show. Not really. It seems like they're putting in more of the Railway series elements to it, and for me that's pretty good. It shows that they're trying to get the show back to its roots. and things of that nature, so I'm not going to necessarily condone them for giving Henrietta a face. I will say it's interesting, but let's see where they have to go with it. Hopefully she'll get more than just the few lines that she did in Thomas the Quarry Engine, because, good lord, her voice actress is an amazing job of portraying Henrietta. So I really don't have a problem with it. I know a lot of fans are saying they're ruining the show, they're doing this, they're doing that. And then the sweet irony is when they see Oliver and Toad, they rejoice like it's the end of the world. Unfortunately, I do see that coming in with Donald and Douglas returning. I wonder how those two will be brought back in. So yes, hello Oliver GW1. It's alright that you're late. I can extend this to no later than 10:30. As you can tell, I'm feeling a little bit stuffed up. How funny. A few weeks before school begins, I start to get sick. Fun. I've just been tired, doing a lot of running around and getting things done, but I'm okay. How are you doing? Excuse me. So, thank you all for your questions and comments thus far. It's really nice to talk and interact with you. Let me see. Okay, the stream quality is what they claim is bad. Nothing I've seen. Hang on. E-Nails, you're asking if I've seen any of your videos. No, I have not actually. I have been busy going from channel to channel. I'm looking for certain things in some channels and certain things in others. So it's just, it's also a problem with time. I don't have a lot of time on my hands, especially now school is starting to come back, especially with this semester at college. I will be extremely busy, full-time student, so that'll be a lot of fun for me. I'll be studying my brains out. Not that it's going to be a big problem or a big surprise for me.
Bruce Lee proved might.
Okay, where's that ad coming from?
Creativity, courage.
Thank you. So, in case Super Mario Kyle 100 is here, I don't know if he knows, but I subscribe to you, Super Mario Kyle 100. Sorry it took me so long. Like I said, I've been sidetracked, no pun intended, with time and personal life and a lot of that sort of stuff, so please forgive me. Oh, YouTube, you are so annoying. Empower Ricardo. It's funny because it took them that long to put a face on Henrietta or for her to play a role. Henrietta actually has spoken, and that was in the very early seasons 1, 2, and 3. So I do say it's a bit overdue that she's been given a face. Excuse me. But I believe even in the Railway series, Henrietta did not have a visible face. Very often, Empower Ricardo. So it's just, I suppose it's just kind of fate and dust in the wind, I suppose. So that is something I will have to say. It does look like that a lot of people are starting to tune out. It's kind of bouncing between 2 to 5. The latest I can extend this to is about 10:30. That's about 45 minutes in my time. I can't extend it any later, unfortunately. I do need to be ready for school and things of that nature, and I know some of you have to be ready earlier. So, like I said, I don't really have a problem with Henrietta having a face. I mean, I figure eventually she'll have one put onto her. I'm still waiting for the express coaches to talk. I still just want to hear them talk, laugh, and sing, you know, maybe give an engine a hard time. Make someone like, shoot, who could pull them? Make Connor pull them for one reason or another because his coaches aren't available. Make Caitlin pull them. Let the Rocket pull just one coach or something like that. Thank you, Ian Nails. I do know some people are still here. Some people have been here since the very beginning. I thank you for that. But again, as I said, it does depend on the watch count. I want to keep it above 5 at least until 10 o'clock. The latest, like I said, I can go is 10:30. So it's just kind of a bit of a counting game right now. Yes, I am a bit stuffed up, so like I said, I've been feeling a bit under the weather. Hopefully I can get that taken care of, but it's just nice being able to interact with all of you. I enjoy answering your questions. In all honesty, though, I'm kind of surprised that everyone seems to have forgotten a lot of Sharon Miller's characters. I know some people will call me mental for saying that I do like some of them, and that some of them do have potential. Hopefully we'll get to see more of some of the ones that she introduced. Not Charlie. I do not want any more of Charlie. I am sorry, but he is not funny. He has not made me laugh. He has not entertained me. And even though I had his model, I still do not like him. You will never make me like Charlie. Unless you make him the proper color for his tank engine class, you get rid of his annoying voice, and you make him actually do work and things of that nature, then I will possibly have a chance of liking Charlie. But thus far, no, I will never ever like Charlie. Oliver GWR, do you find it hard to get accepted to the Thomas and Friends community on YouTube? The way I see it is the community is already divided, and they're all full of themselves. I hate to say it. There's one YouTube user, I will not mention names, who gets on the nerves of a lot of people here on YouTube, Oliver. There's no need for me to say their name or reveal who they are. A great deal of people already know who it is. I'm not going to say that the content they upload is bad, but seeing from where they come from and then how they treat other fans, it's very demeaning. Even though they do use derogatory and vulgar terms on children's videos when they reply to someone else's comment, nonetheless. And then they get all upset when they are called out for their actions. The fan base, the way I see it, is split into two factions. The ones who are completely full of themselves and claim they have all the power, and then the extremist fans who say that the show has already been destroyed after one season or another. And then it's the middle ground that I'm stuck in with a lot of fans. I see the show, I enjoy it, I see the books, I enjoy them. These are my beefs with the show. If someone agrees with me, all right, that's neat to know that I'm not the only one who shares this opinion. If they don't and they tell me why and they give me their reasons, then I see it as, okay, that's cool. I actually got something out of this, a negative, constructive criticism instead of just the, no, you're wrong, this is me, I'm right, I pull the most weight. The way I see it is we need to knock out the extremists and the airheaded bigots if you want to call them that, because especially for the YouTube user that a lot of people do not like, they need to understand that, one, the community is very broad, and two, it doesn't matter if they have a lot of subscribers or a lot of people talk to them about the show. That doesn't give them the power to say, I'm one of the biggest, I pull the most weight in this fandom. No, you don't. The way I see it is, if people don't agree about something, that's fine. If they agree about it, that's great. It's just a huge split, and I don't really aim for that community. YouTube users like Enterprising Engines 93, Diesel D199, UC Weapon, J. Louvier, TARDIS Rescue, they fall, Sudri and Afro, they all fall in that middle category where we're not extremists. We don't like some things, but we enjoy most of it. We like we enjoy others, and they have some power. They have a great deal of area. Like UC Weapon is great with the Tomy Play Rail Trackmaster, J. Louvier for the Wooden Railway community, and they don't let that get to them. They talk, they express their opinions, and they don't look down on anybody. In fact, I'm pretty sure they look and pull up the underdogs. So enough of that little rant. Ian Niels, Charlie for me is not funny at all. I can at least get a chuckle out of another engine or so. So Charlie has never made me even crack a grin. As a matter of fact, I've seen a little kid that watched Not Now Charlie. He didn't even smile. The only thing he laughed about was Cranky being afraid of the elephant. I don't really blame Cranky either, but it's literally a gentle giant. Ian Nels, you are asking me, what should you buy? Gator, Scruff, Stanley, Diesel, Neville, or Bash? I can't really suggest anybody. I don't have Gator. And if I did, and I tweeted and posted on Google Plus and let a lot of my subscribers know that I was doing a Trackmaster Gator live stream, I probably would have had at least 8 to 9 viewers right now, or maybe even more. Scruff, I'm not too sure about. Not too sure about Stanley. Not sure really about who you want. It's just kind of your personal choice. A lot of people have asked me, why I don't collect the narrow gauge engines, and even though I do have 1 or 2 favorite narrow gauge engines, I just don't like that the scale size is the same for Playrail and Trackmaster. So, it's just a personal desire, if you want to put it that way. I would not really go with Bash. The way I see it is, if you have one twin, you have to have the other. I did that with Splatter and Dodge, Donald and Douglas, Ari and Bert, Bill and Ben, Connor and Caitlin, and Den and Dart. I don't do that with Belle and Flynn. I don't like Flynn. I never will. I like Belle because of her basis, so... I know you say that Charlie is kind of funny. Not a lot, but like I said, to each their own. Some people think he's funny, some do not. So it's all personal. It's all just personal opinion, really. The way I really do see it is Charlie does need some work. In King of the Railway, there were a lot of jokes that were made. Possibly the greatest one is Andrew Brenner fixing Henry's special coal issue. So that one, I know I laughed a whole lot. Gordon's, "Don't tell me he needs special coal again."
was just perfect, and then the engine's expressions as Toby replied, "No, Gordon, that was fixed a long time ago." That was just perfectly carried out and executed, and that's why I found it hysterical. I don't have anything bad to say about Sharon Miller. It's just a lot of the fans really did not like her about it. What do you think is the rarest model in my collection? Coldy, the number 4, that's actually the way I perceive it is a three-way tie. It could be the Hit Toys Trackmaster Hank, the Takara Playrail Oliver, or the Takara Playrail Motorized Rocky the Crane that I have. Nels, you're asking me if I like any of the 2014 engines. Yes, I do. I do want to buy Gator. Gator is a very interesting looking locomotive. Unfortunately, he's already become one of my personal favorites, even though I haven't seen Tale of the Brave. I just love the way he looks. I also like Marion, so hopefully Trackmaster will make her. So yes, I do like some of the 2014 engines, but I will have to say my opinion may change when I pick them up. Even Jay Louvier has pointed out that Gator's buffers aren't painted, and on his promo picture, they are. So I'm guessing that unpainted buffers are about to be a very common species amongst all the Trackmaster engines. Someone come up with a word for that disease. Bufferitis. The lack of painted buffers. There you go. Good job, Fisher-Price. You now have a disease on your Trackmaster engine's hands. Bufferitis. The lack of unpainted buffers. That sounds better in my head. Oh well. Thank you, Oliver. I can only do some, not all. I think I could do the UK Henry. Connor, you need to watch where you're going. You almost hit me. I actually kind of feel comfortable with that Henry's voice. It's very nice. It's very soft. It's mature. It doesn't sound like... He was very, very fast. He doesn't sound like a Bostonian. That's what people are calling the U.S. Henry. I do like, if you've ever seen TARDIS Rescue's video, Tetley, I love Edward's voice there. Quite. Think about it this way, James. Trucks are literally our coal and water. Without them, there's no railway. Even though it's raspy, it's still got that youthful side to it. So I would love to have that kind of Edward for the US and the UK. Excuse me, because it does show his age, but then it also shows that he's still got it. Like I said, I've been practicing with Oliver and Toad from Joe Mills. Kind of iffy with Duck. I'm also pretty good as Big Mac. Thank you, Caldy. The number 4 Bufferitis currently has you in stitches. All right, I'll tell Fisher-Price that. Your engines suffer from bufferitis. You need to cure that. I'm pretty sure they can. It's just a little bit of paint, you guys. It's not like we're asking you to redesign this whole railway line completely to be scale, where engines are bigger than another and it takes 7 batteries to run them. We're not asking for that. Is painted buffers really a problem? Otherwise, bufferitis has already become common. There's actually an interesting thing regarding the Fisher-Price redesign. If you look at my most recent picture on Twitter, I went to a Target today, and they had this special starter pack, as they call it. Let me see what it came with. It came with Diesel, Gordon and his tender, James and his tender, Percy and a mailbox thing, and a special racing Race Day Thomas with a clouded truck. So if you want to take a look at that, you can find it on my tweet page. You can follow me on Twitter. You'll also get notifications regarding my YouTube channel or just me in general. So, Ian Niels, I do have scrap engines. Unfortunately, I cannot show them to you, as quite literally they are in pieces and put away. But if you take a look at my Trackmaster Stepney Gets Lost, the scene in the scrap yards, you'll see almost all of the scrap engines that I do have. Hopefully in future videos I can replicate a scrapyard or an abandoned railway and have that put up for you to see. But unfortunately, no, I cannot pull them out. There's just so many parts for me to empty out, and I have one box of the stuff in here and the others are put away somewhere else. So it's just a bit difficult for me to precisely locate them at the time. So thank you, but I'm terribly sorry. As Oliver GWR mentioned, I still thank you for saying my voice impressions are amazing. I actually got started with Tugs, of all things. And that's where Stephen the Q1 gets his accent from. If you remember Zed Stack number 2, Zebedee, that gruff Liverpudlian accent, that's Stephen's voice. That's what I try to emanate.
Yeah, not bad, was it? And Captain Zero's over the moon now that Johnny Cuba can't get at him. Hey, just forget about that, will ya? Captain Zero wouldn't be too pleased to hear about that. Yeah, no sorry neither. You better not. I've had enough troubles for today. Well, see ya, fellas, eh?
So it's kind of tough to do Zebedee's accent. It's difficult with a slightly dry throat. But someone like Warrior, it's just kind of a heavy-set voice.
Morning, Jack. Nice day for garbage.
It's no garbage today.
What do you mean, no garbage? There's heaps behind you.
There's no garbage today.
But I gotta have garbage. You know, I gotta have garbage. His lordship needs garbage. We all need garbage.
It's a festival day off, Sonny, so there's no garbage.
Oh, my favorite character in Tugs. Oh, no. In all honesty, I can say my least favorite characters are Burke and Blair. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Blair? Yes, quite finished, Mr. Burke. Yes, let us make this a quick sale, say 150. I absolutely hate those guys. And I guess that's their job, or it's Zorn's job. But, you know, I can't choose a definitive favorite from Tugs. I love Hercules, and I love Zebedee. They're both so close, so I can't really discern a favorite from that. For Thomas and Friends, I can't really choose a favorite there either, because from the Railway series, I grew up with a lot of that. I had the big book when I was a kid of the Railway series, and unfortunately, because I loved it so much, it had to be thrown away from years and years of love. But from the Railway series, I can never choose. I can't choose just a single character that I really love and claim as my favorite. So that's a great question. Welcome, Christopher. Sorry to hear that the computer booted you off for 3 hours. I will be ending this live stream in about 25 minutes. So I'm glad you can make it. But yes, Tugs did set me on that path of practicing accented voices, and from that I stemmed to Thomas and Friends, and I'm just kind of working in on the mix.
Hey, Big Mac. I just heard from Sally's seaplane that Hercules had got the Princess Alice in tow.
Ugh, sounds serious.
Yeah, been damaged at sea.
Not another one of your disasters, warrior.
Not me. Honest.
I was joking. Come on, we'll go tell OJ, then go out and bring her in.
Yeah, anything to help the Princess Alice.
I really do love Tugs. I wish I could see what they could have done with the show. So, your favorite star Tug is Big Mac.
Aye, choosing a Scotsman's not a bad problem either. You get lots of good strength from one of them.
And then your favorite Thomas character is Duck. Remember, there are two ways of doing things, you the Great Western way and the wrong way. I'm Great Western, and the Great Western way is to do it directly and promptly. So remember that. Yes, I am a bit of a Thomas and Tugs nut. If I ever run into another Thomas fan and I deliver that line, or whatever line a Thomas character may have said, we get a laugh. So you did pose a great question, but I could never ever pick a favorite from Tugs, except for saying I don't like Burke and Blair. Those little evil minions can go rust at the docks or wherever they want to. But there's a lot of things I do with my time and things of that nature. Unfortunately, reciting Tugs and Thomas is part of them when I'm alone. And that's probably the reason why I'm a little bit crazy. Thank you, Coldy, the number 4. Maybe I'll practice with it a little more. But like I said earlier, I have memorized some sections of episodes.
And then, it was that night of my daring escape from the scrapyard. Ha! What an adventure that was! Unbelievable! I know, Mr. Oliver, I was there too, remember? And I've heard this story before. Never before has a Great Western engine had such a narrow escape. The moon was full that night, and the wind was rustling in the trees. I weren't scared, though.
Christopher Bouchard, you say, I'm glad I could make it. As y'all know, I do have a 2000 Tommy Diesel 10 with the evil face.
Mwahaha! You can go, mate. Long as you're back here tonight, okay? No worries.
I don't know why I think Johnny Cuba with Diesel 10. But his motor is dead. Sadness. What are my thoughts on season 17? Oh, geez, I've already seen it. I did answer this question earlier. I just don't like Not Now Charlie. Never liked Charlie. Probably never will. A lot of people are probably going to say this is biased of me, but I loved Bill or Ben. It was just fun. It was cheeky. Not that we just got Bill and Ben back, but that episode was brilliantly done, especially by pranking Connor.
Hello, Speedy Wheels.
Hello there. I'm Connor.
And I'm Bill. How about a race, Connor? You and me, up to Ulfstead Castle.
I can't race you, Bill.
That wouldn't be fair. I'm way too fast.
Maybe if I only had one piston.
One piston? Nonsense. You go as fast as you like. You'll be surprised how fast I am. Very surprised.
Okay, Bill. If you say so. That episode had great music, great characters, a large amount of memories just came flooding back. There was no way I could say no to watching it again and again and again and again. Bill or Ben has permanently become one of my personal favorite episodes. once I have the right amount of coaches for Connor, there will be a remake. But as I said, I will never stop watching it. Out of Neville, Dennis, Flora, and Molly, who is my favorite character? I would definitely have to throw out both Dennis and Flora. Flora didn't really have a lot of screen time, and all she did was look pretty. Look, we have a female character who's made for looking pretty. Her name is Daisy the Diesel Railcar. We have a problem with that. Dennis, he's already said it himself. I'm a really lazy engine. You're a nice looking diesel, but you're really lazy. I don't like you. Leave. I do like Neville's basis. The Q1 locomotives were known as Ugly Duckings, Tin Pots Charlies, but you know, he's a good steam engine. His basis is just amazing. So it's probably a tie between Neville and Molly. Molly is kind of one of those shy girls, you know. She wants to look her best. She wants to show that she can do the work. She can pull her weight, but you know, you embarrass her, and she'll take it a bit to heart. There are people like that in this world, so it's nice to see an engine like that. Who do you think you'll do in your next character review? Will I take requests? Funny thing you should mention that, Coldy. Someone has already requested that I do Caitlin. And I've contemplated that because a lot of people will think, oh, if someone requests that he reviews Hank, you know, we'll see like a 2-hour-long video about why Hank should come back, why Hank is amazing, and stuff like that. But the way I see it is just character appeal. Not only the looks of the locomotive and the personality, but kind of the role model they take on for children. So maybe I will take requests. I haven't seen much interest in my character reviews. Porter was definitely a first shot, but watching Bill and Ben for a long time, I did one for Connor, and that was where someone requested that I do Caitlin. And I suppose it will come in due time, just to be fair to both Connor and Caitlin. You can't have one without the other. So it's just kind of a little bit of a test of time. I need to see where I stand with Caitlin, because I kind of see Connor as the very fit steam engine. You know, he works out very often, running back and forth, going faster and faster. But yes, I will take a request or two, but you know, it just kind of depends. A lot of people have been saying, you know, don't stop my rail fanning on Sodor series, and that one hasn't really been getting a lot of thunder. Someone is saying that my character review is amazing, and to kind of keep it going, and I'm going to give that a shot and see what I can do with it. Oliver GWR says in all caps, and I quote, "I despise Charlie. I wish they would cut him from the show. I'm sure Thomas and Edward loathe him as much as we do." End quote. Hopefully they can replace Charlie. I mean, that's why we have Bill and Ben, and now poor Timothy, who has to suffer there. Bill and Ben can torture Timothy, but, you know, with the China Clay Works being brought in, I'm hoping there's a possibility for Boko to return. I'm pretty sure Marion will drive the twins insane with all of her general knowledge. But, you know, we don't know. As a matter of fact, we may never know. So there's the big thing, is we may never know. Goldie the number 4. Could I review Stephen the Rocket as a character? I don't see why not. A lot of people really did warm up to the Rocket very quickly, and I'm not going to lie, I was one of them. I couldn't resist using that line, "Careful, I'm an antique, you know," in Playrail Connor review. So I'll definitely look into it because Steven, he's a riot. I forget what the name of the episode is. Shoot. It was season 17 where James played a trick on Percy. I don't remember what it is, but Steven had so many brilliant one-liners that were just funny. I mean, first he falls into the castle, the dry moat. Well, that wasn't very clever, now was it? And then Percy joins him. Hello, Percy. I see you found the meeting place. I don't remember the name of that episode, but that episode really solidified Stephen the Rocket as a fan favorite character. So definitely, I'll look into doing a Stephen the Rocket character review. He's personally one of my favorite characters that Andrew Brenner has introduced. I mean, come on, he is a riot. You are E. Niels. Here's a very good question. Why do you like Ferdinand? The way I see it is, with every special that had characters introduced, I would look and watch it with fresh eyes. And out of the logging locos of Bash, Dash, and Ferdinand, for me, Ferdinand had the most potential as a character. Unfortunately, he was consistently hindered with his catchphrase, "That's right!" Not only is Ferdinand a very nice-looking logging locomotive, like I said, I see that he has the most character potential out of himself, Bash, and Dash. Bash and Dash would always speak very closely together, and Ferdinand would only say "that's right" or rarely speak. But I see a lot of character potential in Ferdinand, so that's one reason I like him. Am I thinking of the Afternoon Tea Express? Also, from earlier, agreed, down with Charlie. I mean, seriously, who can tell jokes with that bad and still laugh? Embarrassingly admitted, I am one of them. But, I mean, what engine can do that? Answer Charlie. If someone were to write a fan fiction where Charlie blew up and was never repaired, don't know why they would, what would I think? If there's a touch of realism to something like that, maybe I would read it. There have been real-life reports of steam engines exploding from boiler pressure. So that would be an interesting read. A painful way for an engine to go, but interestingly enough, it would be a nice read. I would feel sorry for Charlie, but, you know. I am thinking of the Afternoon Tea Express with Steven's one-liner where he says, "Careful, I'm an antique, you know." I loved that line. Let me look up that episode where Steven got spooked with Percy by James. I just love that episode because Steven had so many wonderful lines that people remember from that one episode. But saying that Charlie just explodes would be kind of harsh. I know that boiler explosions can happen. There's more than 10 miles of tubing in any one steam locomotive. E. Niels, yes, I do have Paxton. Strangely enough, he is the only new Gronk that I have that runs on the flat-type drive unit. Because I do love... I did like Paxton. He was just a riot all on his own. I'm sorry, but he's just too much fun. He's so innocent. I mean, you really just can't hate Paxton. He's clumsy. He's a goofball. There's no way you can say, "Oh, Paxton is such a bad diesel." He's the new Percy. He's kind of a little idiot. And say that. The Phantom Express is the episode that I was looking for earlier when Coldini number 4 asked me for a request of my character reviews. Yes, Steven has so many beautiful one-liners that he has become almost a fan favorite. Sadly, I like Steven very much. He's very, very funny, very quick-witted, which is why a lot of fans like him. You can't get wrong with a quick-witted old-timer, especially one that's been around for hundreds of years. So, E-Neils, yes, I do have Paxton. He's my only redesigned Gronk. I'm considering plans to cut out the windows back here, and to continue the paint, and then use plastic or some kind of paint to fix this, so it's more detailed like the others. But yes, I do have him. I can't resist. Paxton's a gullible little idiot. I like him very much. Yes, I will say Paxton is better than Charlie. I mean, in The Lost Puff, we got the best facial reaction from Steven the Rocket. Hello, Paxton. What are you doing here? Phew. Bye, Steven. Thomas lost his puff, so I came to get it, and I thought that might be it. Up there. There? Up there? Well, that's just a cloud. Yes, of course. I knew that. A cloud. Okay. Got to go. Bye, Steven. Paxton is the gullible little idiot that... Well, he's the innocent, genuinely innocent, gullible little idiot that the kids can learn from. Enough with making Percy the idiot. I think Percy's been dumbed down enough times that it's time for Paxton to take over. So, yes, it is funny, but Paxton is one of my favorite Gronks, ironically. Not so much Sydney. Sydney hasn't had enough screen time, so I don't know. And besides, Paxton gets more laughs. His voice actor does just a brilliant job bringing Paxton to life. I mean, no one could replace him at all. And it's nice to see Paxton in episodes talking or not even talking at all. It just shows that he's not there for merchandising and things of that nature. So that's what I find very nice about Paxton. He's fun, he's lovable, he's an idiot, but he's lovable. You're not going to hate on a lovable little idiot, are you? I know I'm not. He's too cute. He's just too funny. Because it's Paxton, the gullible little ding-dong. He's silly, he's a klutz. I would say Paxton is the new Charlie, but he hasn't really pulled out any jokes, although I don't think he needs to be pulling out jokes. I think that's just something he can do all on his own. It's just simply timing and how it's scripted. I mean, Disappearing Diesels is one of my personal favorite episodes from season 18 that does not deal with like a Railway series character. It's just Paxton being tricked, and then the other Diesels kind of saying, okay, maybe we took this practical joke a bit too far because of how seriously Paxton overreacted. Funny, yes. A little dim-witted, little being a subjective term. But yes, Paxton is just one of those characters you'll be able to look back at and just point your finger and laugh almost every single time. When I watch Disappearing Diesels, I'm always finding myself smiling. Not just because of the music, but just because Paxton is Paxton. I think that's a new word we need to put in the dictionary along with Thomas and Friends, alongside bufferitis. Paxton. And then just explain what in the definition. See Disappearing Diesels, season 18. Problem solved. You'll see Paxton there. Sausages? Diesel, wait! Come back! Oh, what do you want to go chasing after him for? He's my friend. Is he really? But yes, Paxton is the lovable little idiot. I don't think we could go wrong. at all. Paxton is genuine entertainment. Genuine entertainment. If you want to be entertained, just watch an episode with Paxton. You won't be disappointed. We have about 5 minutes left in this live stream. If there are any more comments or questions, please bring them up as soon as possible before 10:28 p.m. Central U.S. After that, I will wrap up this live stream, and that will conclude tonight's and all live streams until further notice. But yes, ColdDD number 4, I will get started on working on some character reviews. I definitely know Steven will now be at the top. Steven the Rocket is just a riot. What can I say? You won't really go wrong with Steven. He's just funny. He's old, but he's quick-witted. He's not fast, but he's not too slow. He's not fast, but he knows how to not be slow, even though that paid with rather fruity consequences. But yes, this is a lot of fun. I enjoy talking and answering questions. It's very nice. And again, I apologize for the clicking. I just like keeping things organized around here. Empowder Ricardo, you're asking me which Tomio Trackmaster train that you like would I like to have that I do not have right now. I don't really know if there's one that I really want. I know that people are already finding Gator here in the United States. I know he's already available online, but I don't want to pay $40 for him. As far as a Tomy train that I would really want, it would just have to be the Connor and Caitlin Super Express King of the Railway pack, and that's due out in October. That would be the only thing I would really want. From Trackmaster, there isn't really anyone that I'm dying to have. So that's kind of a bit of a on the fence thing. E. Niels, should they bring back Arthur, Donald, Douglas, and Boko? For the television show, yes. For the new Trackmaster line, I cannot say. A lot of people have been saying, oh, this is out of proportion, that's out of proportion, and things of that nature. And seeing as how that redesign is slowly beginning to come to the United States, I'm saying, okay, they look outrageous. I've actually seen the freight cars. I've seen Victor's open wagon. That's a minecart, in my opinion. So bring them back to the show, yes. Merchandise such as Take and Play and Wooden Railway, definitely. Trackmaster, like I said, I'll hold my thoughts until I have Gator and I've seen Tale of the Brave, so I can see exactly what they're trying to tote with this new redesign. Unfortunately, Fisher-Price has let down a lot of people with this redesign and things of that nature, so... At 10:28 p.m., I can take 1 or 2 more questions if they're put in right now. But shortly thereafter, I will be wrapping up this live stream. I do know it's getting late where I'm at. I don't know where, in regards to time zones for you or any of my other viewers. I know I've got people from Japan, China, Russia, Australia, South America. So it's just a matter of time, not only for me, but also in consideration for my other viewers and my subscribers. I am thankful for all of you that were able to join me. It's nice to talk and to laugh and things of that nature. But hopefully next time I schedule a live stream, the technical errors will be taken out and I won't have to worry about them anymore. So yes, if you want to get to know me outside of YouTube, check out blueplastictracks.com. You'll find me under this exact same username, HankAmericanEngine. You'll see someone different other than the Fisher-Price raging and ranting hater, if you want to call me that. But you can also buy things from me. Matter of fact, that's not my only Henrietta, that's my second Henrietta. So, you know, you can request things, you can buy things. How many Olivers do I have? I have 3 pairs of the coaches that come with him. I only have 1. I'm looking at purchasing another one to work with to make him look like the television series model. This will conclude my live stream. It is 10:30 p.m. Central U.S. E-Nails, I only have 1 Oliver engine, and thank you for that question. I will unfortunately not be taking any more questions now. This will conclude the live stream for the summer. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all of my viewers. Thank you for watching. I will be planning a few more live streams later on in the year. It's just depending on if I have the time with classes in my personal life. Thank you all for your interest in these live streams. Thank you for viewing. And as I said, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Thank you for joining me not only on this one but all my other ones. And I hope to see you again soon. If you want to talk to me, you can drop a comment on my channel. Follow me on Google+, follow me on Twitter. You can get updates and things of that nature if you want to get in touch with me. So please, if you want to be able to speak with me outside of just this YouTube craziness, check out blueplastictracks.com. I'm under this same name, HankAmericanEngine. You can follow me on Twitter. You can find both my Twitter handle and my Google Plus page through my YouTube channel in the About section. So thank you again for joining me, and I will see you in my next video.